This is an epic scene.
Jim Clay is a madman of all the best kinds.
Oh, I couldn't wait, to be fair.
She's badass. Why wouldn't you have a crossbow?
It was a funeral, but I had so much fun.
Not a shot.
I just had the best seats in the house.
I wanted to make the opening of the episode chaotic and unfair and violent because I felt everyone was blinded by the rage. I also wanted to intercut it with Aegon smashing up Viserys' model of old Valyria.
We shot a lot of that model in season 1.
And action.
The Lady Alicent Hightower, Your Grace.
It was a beautiful, huge model that took half of the king's apartment.
It's truly wondrous what you've built.
But it was so nice and so beautiful that it was just a big part of the room, so we got to destroy it. And it was really fun.
The good news is they made a stunt version that was specifically for smashing, so the beautiful Valyrian model is still intact.
The incredible props people made these like 8 3D printed extra ones that would look real when we smashed and that we could have the sort of powder of it into the air.
Has to be made out of really light material. And that's obviously when our mould team and all their knowledge come into play there, and they do a few tests and we do some smashes and we just make sure that we've got the look that they want.
The actual 3D models are really expensive, so we couldn't have many shots of it. So I said, okay, Tom, let's do this in one.
I had extreme pangs of guilt doing that because I was aware how much work goes into a piece like that. But I guess they made those pieces with the knowledge that they were going to be smashed to bits. I think that is exactly what was needed for us to see where Aegon's energy was going. He didn't have anywhere to put it, and he had people around him telling him to make decisions and be pragmatic, and it's okay, it'll get better over time. No, it fucking won't. I need to smash the crap out of this, Sorry for swearing.
Oh, brilliant. That was brilliant.
The funeral, it was very exciting to get that set piece. I sort of looked into, The Godfather and all those great movies who have these incredible funeral scenes. And it also made me think very much about Princess Di's funeral and how slow the cortege was. And it made me think about Alicent and Helena being forced to be public fodder in their grief.
We always saw it as an opportunity to open the episode, go outside, see King's Landing, see if we bottom. And we wanted Funeral to become about the Queen, about what she's feeling, about being exposed that way. So it had to be scopy, but it had to be very intimate.
Welcome to Westeros.
To shoot season 2 of House of the Dragon in Spain has been amazing.
Spain is always great. We went back to Caceres and Trujillo to cover off essentially King's Landing and its immediate surrounds.
The locations give a real sense of just scope and scale, and then bigness. There's a fullness to our world that you couldn't get just on set.
Caceres, where we filmed, was so beautiful, and the people were so wonderful and kind and welcoming.
Spain was a place where we shot season 1, so it was kind of like going back home. We know the nooks and crooks, we know where to place the lights.
You know, you're hit by this big skies, bright sunshine, this warm, glowing light, and this beautiful old stonework. And that just influences you. You can't help it.
It sort of does all the acting for you, being in environments like that. You don't really have to pretend.
Welcome to King's Landing.
The incredible team of people who put this funeral scene together, from the building of the carriage and the incredible, beautiful horses and how well behaved they are, the armor that they are covered in. It just like took my breath away when I saw it. It's absolutely beautiful. Then the design of the costumes. And I loved the veils because I shot all of the funeral at 40 frames per second so we could choose which bits we'd use in slow-mo and not. And so those veils in slow-mo are absolutely stunning. And then I also wanted to sort of fill the air. So they're throwing hops. So when we have these slow-mo moments, we've got all these pieces slowly falling through the air. And there's a sort of sad beauty to that. And then prosthetics with Jaehaerys, little body of Jaehaerys.
So Jaehaerys was our first scan. So we had him laid on the table. We did a full body scan. But we had a very good 3D cleanup person who made an absolutely beautiful copy of his body, which we then had milled out by an outside company, molded and then turned into a silicone body. Once he was a silicone body, we just had to take his head off and decide how to stitch it back on. So we went through a few different versions of sort of medieval stitch reference and these kind of metal loops that we had to sort of pin the neck together. We're supposed to see that the head's very obviously stitched on because the Greens want to demonstrate how barbaric Rhaenyra has been.
Behold the works of Rhaenyra Targaryen. Defiler of the innocent.
I saw how we could intercut the funeral pieces with Aegon bludgeoning blood. And I started thinking about a drum and the beat of the drum, and then matching the drum beat to the use of the mace. So I asked for us to have a drummer at the beginning of the procession so that we could use this drum beat to sort of increase and sort of get inside Helena's head, which is part of the building up of her panic attack.
A curse on Rhaenyra, the monstrous!
Filming with Fia and seeing just, her grief come to life, it was really hard. It was really beautiful and really moving. Then we broke and she wiped the tears. She's like, I really felt like you were my mummy then. I was like, oh good, great. It was a funeral, but I had so much fun. It was so fun. I mean, me and Fia get on really well. So like in between takes, very sad. But like singing, show tunes, doing whatever. It was quite nice to just sit down and be like driven around by horse and cart.
Oh, it's so beautifully filmed. All the layers of texture, Fia and Olivia's performance, and I'm thrilled with the outcome of it.
The hanging with the rat catchers was fun in a morbid kind of way.
It takes a village, really, to create a scene like that. We wanted a mixture of prosthetic, fake bodies and real-life people hanging there.
The bodies are incredible. I knew it was 50-50, but you've got to get really close. I knew one of them was a stuntman when he got hoiked up and started laughing. He gave that he shouldn't have done that on camera. Very unprofessional.
How's that feel, son?
It's really nice.
Really nice.
Rowley and his team had to work out these pulley systems where people could look like they're hanging.
Here we made a metal frame that goes over the shoulders. From these shoulders, we have cables that go down past the hips, and we had stirrups that went underneath the feet. So basically, for all intents and purposes, you're standing in your harness, not hanging in your harness. And it just means you can hang there almost indefinitely. Now we can push down on these legs, and you're lifting here. So the energy goes from here all the way down the straps, down to the stirrups at the bottom.
It's like standing up in the air, but we're actually not standing. It's quite comfortable.
The other thing we did as well is we concealed the wire within rope, and it looks like the rope's just hanging on the davits, but we put pulleys inside to a system so we can literally lift people up and down really quickly, really easily.
I think the first thing we did was looking for people that we could live-cast. So we would have people in our scanning tent. We'd have to physically have a noose around their neck and pull it up so we'd get all the creasing and wrinkling, which most people were up for. I think nobody complained.
Jamie was one of our rat catchers, so you can see where the rope went around there. And Jamie just gave us a nice dead expression.
Yeah.
And Danny, we've kept these because I think we're probably going to have to let Danny have this.
It's an honour to be used on a show of this level and scale, and also to see the intricate detail and work that the prosthetic team have put into all of those rat catchers.
There's a lot of processes involved just to get, the scan done. Then we mould that, then we get a plastilene on that we tighten up, mould that into a silicone, and then paint it, do all the hair work, and then we've got to put them onto a body. So yeah, it's fairly convoluted. It was great actually, just seeing them all hanging there finally. Kind of finally take it in, you're like, oh, that's quite cool.
Jim Clay is a madman of all the best kinds. He outdid himself with Dragonstone, and we've expanded Dragonstone quite a bit.
Ryan had said that Dragonstone was going to feature. This was very early in the writing process, so we decided to allocate a big stage to build the set on.
Essentially, in season 1 with Dragonstone, the main area we see is the painted table room.
That room came originally from Game of Thrones, but we felt it was time to expand that world into a bigger environment.
We wanted it to be one complete set with these different rooms all interconnected.
It extended from the whole of the painted table into, again, a composite world, which is the corridors, Rhaenyra's bedchambers, the library set.
So you have a set that is essentially a collection of many other mini sets, so you can walk from one room to another and make the audience feel like you're in a real castle.
It's crazy because you can walk all the way down, and it's fantastic.
Rhaenyra is a very important character, so we wanted a room that sort of really echoed the uniqueness of her character. Jim really liked these sort of more cathedral-like sort of tall windows, and it's got an interesting sort of asymmetrical shape that just gives it this interesting kind of quirk.
What we wanted to provide for Rhaenyra is a sense of the history behind her and her family and the history of Dragonstone. So that big sculpture in her room, it's a temple to the history that's gone before. It's like the engravings in Egyptian architecture.
Let your mother take one.
The brief of the library set was it was an enormous scrolls library containing all of the Valyrian history, essentially in the form of scrolls. We were just trying to figure out a way to do that shelving, so we came up with the diamond idea, and that continued as a theme through that room. And then Claire dressed it with many layers then of other artifacts and elements of Valyrian history.
That was phenomenal to do that set, and combining marble, really beautiful textures of marble that has the oranges running through it, which I took from doing the painted table because of those rich colours and tones of heat, light, fire.
Every book and document and scroll operates hours of work that have been put into these objects. You have ravens with messages, full messages written on them. You have full family trees, and it's all been handmade.
It's all thought through, every little bit of it, every piece, every colour, Every texture, every small item is thought about.
The detail and the craftsmanship that goes into these places, it's just amazing.
It doesn't take any imagination to put yourself where you need to be.
The Eric and Arg duel is a giant moment in Westerosi history. Brother against brother.
This is an epic scene because, you know, the actors, Luke and Elliot, are brothers, are twins, and they love each other deeply.
So much of our action in the show is dragon-based. It's fun to see two knights go at it, sword against sword.
That was the first conversation we had when we arrived. We sat down, we said, okay, let's talk about the twins. And we started thinking about ways of shooting it, how the fight should look like.
Rowley then did extensive rehearsals and blocking with his team, which would then be filmed and presented to Claire. That would be tweaked. And then Rowley introduced the twins into that.
Those guys performed that entire scene themselves. They trained for it, they learned it, they got themselves in shape for it.
Oh, I couldn't wait, to be fair. Me and Elle have got martial art backgrounds and we're quite active, physical lads, so the activeness of it and throwing ourselves into it was never a worry, really. It was just making sure that we'd learnt the dance to really throw ourselves at it with the energy that it needed.
Really, it was just about getting it as tight and as clean as we could, and then just coming onto set on the day and just smashing it out. Fortunately, we didn't lose any fingers, so we were doing all right.
We knew from season 1 how hard Elliot and Luke would work. Then the only thing I wouldn't let them do was actually just to smash into the pot. Everything else they did.
Eddie, the stunt guy, bless him, like, he clamoured this pot so hard, smashed it. And rather Eddie than me, he's earned his money today. That's for sure, anyway.
Marco?
We all agreed there should be a moment in the fight where you don't know who's Eric and who's Eric. You really get confused.
So even with the choreography, if you watch it really carefully, you'll see that they each get wounded the same. It's just so that if anyone was to go through it at any one moment and go, right, well, I know he's Eric because his leg was cut here or his arm was cut here, it won't work because during the fight, they both end up with the same injuries. Although we don't telegraph that's what we're doing.
Which is Eric?
That was the whole point. That's kind of what gives it emotion, that you become really neutral about it. And the fight becomes about them.
It's about the 5th time at least. It's been mixed up today on set. Keeping everybody on the toes.
So who would you say is the better swordsman then?
Who's the better? I suppose it's debatable, but I think Elliot would probably say him because I hit him a couple of times with a sword.
I think I did catch him once, so I've got to say that he's probably better.
If I could tell them apart when they're in their armour, I might have half a chance of telling you. But the actual truth of the matter is they're pretty evenly matched.
Luke and Elliot are amazing. They are so amazing. That's what I spent the 2 days saying to anyone who'd listen. Not only have they done a beautiful job of Rowley's choreography, but the emotion that they filled it with was such a privilege to watch.
We were born together. You partied us! I still love you, brother.
Seeing the divide between them and seeing the humanity they both bring to those roles, I think it really lands in a absolutely brutal way. It's another awe-inspiring moment directed by Claire.
Claire's such a beautiful spirit. Before we did that scene, Claire comes up to us and she's like, I've called this scene Searching for Love. And I just thought that was such a sweet thing because that kind of emotional, personal side of it was so important. So outside of the fight, we were going to capture the right emotion that needed to be captured.
These guys were training from day one in this fight, and I thought, what can I bring to this, in terms of looking at it in an interesting way. So throughout the whole scene, I was looking to find moments of connection between these two guys. So, whilst they're striking each other and their eyes meet, like, what are the questions? What are they saying to each other? And why is it so hard? It's because they love each other so deeply. So for me, this was a story about brotherly love like no other.